Welcome to 465 West End, apartment 10C. This is your massive duplex, where all of the details of this apartment have been designed to a T. You enter, you get this really spacious foyer, which is perfect for entertaining, because you can come in, you can take your shoes off here, really creates a nice greeting area, and just look at all of the art walls that you have. And it is so open. And if you're entertaining, you have the bedrooms downstairs. So this is a showpiece as well, but you can still be included in the downstairs as you can up here. There is a nice reception area. It is finished with completed with the powder room, also with a window. And the texture here is amazing and just really smart in its proportions. So this room is great for coats and for overall reception. The hallways have a really nice width, as you can look at them. So if you needed 2 or 3 people to pass and be able to move around, everybody can move around seamlessly. So the 10th floor is all for entertaining and living. This is a double dining room in the beginning. You can see how many chairs this actually seats. And you have high ceiling, central air, and the windows go nearly to the ceiling as well. We are south facing here, so you can see the light, you can see sky, you can see trees, you can see the cornice of the historic buildings across the street. Everything is beautiful, which really lets you take in all of the texture of these wallpaper and the different fabrics that they've used. Here, just to give you a little bit more of a detail of this fabric and how they've pinned it to the wall. You also have the very, very smartly touched doorways. So they're high, they're open, and it just keeps the energy flowing throughout. You can see the way that this ceiling panel is also done. Same thing in this entrance and the hallway. It keeps the energy flowing, keeps it feeling really open, really nice, and just solid. Kitchen, easily accessible. There's 2 ways. We'll come back to the kitchen to access it. You then have a den in the upstairs room. This can be shut off with pocket doors with nice brass inlays, very solid feel and really smartly done. Pocket doors can either be done very, very well or very poorly. And these were done meticulously well. Solid wood floors. And it's the proportions that win, so that each one of these rooms feels like you can actually be present in it and hang out with your friends. And it's not overwhelming in what it is. So if you wanted just to sit by yourself, this is a great room. You still have southern light. You have the same finishing touches as the rest of the space with the doorways. Everything just gives you that open feeling, but yet it's not too big. You also have this wet bar that you're gonna have access to with metallic doors. Really great materials. The stonework is also excellent. And pocket doors to close it off, depending on whether you're feeling more of the cozy space in this room or if you move into the large living space, which we'll go to now. So the living room is really a triple living room, depending on what kind of entertaining you're doing or what kind of living that you're doing. You have a full living space here, great for conversation, for cards, for sitting and connecting. You have 3 windows in this space. It gives you also really nice symmetry and balance. Now we are north and west facing, so you're still looking over all the other buildings on the Upper West Side. Great sky. And then you have a lot of space to move, a lot of space to sit, so that if you have multi-generations hanging out in this space, you will be able to connect with everybody and not feel like you're on top of anyone. So you don't have to say, excuse me, and that makes it much easier to actually live here. This is a really nice space to connect. I might add more bookshelves to the walls. They've kept it a little bit more minimal and more patterns. But I think if you added more shelving to the walls, then this might be a little bit more inviting and less formal. Same thing with adding lighting to blow out the ceiling would do really well because it would draw your eye up because you do have very large windows here. From this room, you can see the Hudson. You're also looking over Riverside Park and you get to see the changing of the leaves here. And as we look down, you're also on a beautiful block with really large trees, and people always love trees. Another great conversation piece so that if you have different groups, you're not stuck with each other. Just a lot of windows. This space in the middle I think it's gonna be underrated. Some people might say that this is a wasted space, but if you've ever had Thanksgiving or any other holiday that's focused around food and you can have 15 people here, it is a great place to hang out. There's no chairs that are gonna get in the way, so you can easily move around each other. And then there's always gotta be a kid or a dog running between everybody's legs. So you're not gonna trip over anybody and you're gonna get that feeling of space. Now coming into the kitchen, also a lot of space between counter, the island, and the cabinets. And you have a lot of storage here. The hood does vent out. And this is made for that chef. If you wanted to sit in the kitchen and actually do your homework, you do have that space. The cabinet doors are metal, add a really cool sculptural detail in the middle of the space, and it's all stainless steel, so it's also gonna be very easy to clean. Here is a wine fridge. And just to show you the material that's here, but it's nice that everything is hidden and recessed. Deep sink, windowed kitchen, so you can get rid of any other scents. I just like how much room there is to move, because if the kitchen were tighter and you had so much space everywhere else, you would actually feel really claustrophobic inside of this kitchen. So you're getting all that extra room. You can easily move around this island. You can easily move around the table on all sides, so there's no bottlenecks. If you have kids and everybody's coming over here for a study party or do their homework, you're actually gonna get that extra room. You have another window just to provide a little extra balance. I just want to show you what the cabinets look like really quick to get some of the material. So far in the construction, the only thing that you could potentially do, just to give you an updated feel, is potentially change the color of the doors or just this glass inset. I think if you do that, all of the rest of the space is just absolutely beautiful and really easy to work with and apply your own touch. Now we're gonna go downstairs. So downstairs is where all the bedrooms are. The staircase feels really open, mainly because there is no ceiling to it, but also you don't really have the walls. They've included these really cool architectural elements that then ties into the felt wall. As you touch this, these are hand-sewn beads. The landings provide a good turning space. As you can see, the stairs are also smartly spaced, and they're with the very little gap in them so that even young kids or very small dogs are gonna feel comfortable walking up and down these stairs. You have this really nice landing and makes it a very good utility space, because on the other side of this, you have the laundry room. We're not gonna squeak in there today, but this gives you room to actually have extra storage and a functional space, because it is a high traffic area. Whether you're carrying a laundry basket or throwing things around, you're not gonna bump into any walls. Now you also have more of a family room or den downstairs. So we're still south facing here for great light. This is much more of the comfy space. If I were gonna play cards, video games, this is where I would make all of that. If I'm gonna watch movies, I'd be conflicted between doing this upstairs or in this room. The walls are fabric, and you can just tell by how large this furniture is. You have so much room in here to apply your own touch without changing a thing. You still have the pocket door, so you can close it off so that if you have some entertainment upstairs, kids or adults screaming downstairs, you have that room to not have to hear each other. Now, in this space, the hallway also has a really good width. This is about closer to 4 feet wide, so you can have 2 people crisscrossing. And because you have so many doors in this space, they're not gonna bump into each other. You can also see that the doorways are tall. So with that, again, it keeps the energy flowing. And a heavier door, to me, and high doorways are one of the most underappreciated and expensive changes that you can make to an apartment, and yet makes such a big emotional difference. The pocket doors get rid of any bottlenecks of having to move and adjust if you're trying to enter any room, so there's no way to hit each other, because anybody that has siblings knows that if you hear your sibling, you're gonna throw the door open and see if you can actually hit somebody, because why not? Sometimes you hit a parent, but they get over it. Really cool texture on the walls. It's looking a little worn, but I think that just with very simple changes and pull it, you could actually update that. The bathroom doors are solid. You can really feel the weight in all of these and see the thickness of the hardware. This bathroom is one of the smartest bathrooms that I've seen. So you share this aspect of the bathroom with these two rooms. So you have dual sinks. So they still give you a mirror while it's floating and another. And then your vanity is over here. Now what's smart about the vanity is that they gave you extra space here, because when you pull the drawer, you're naturally going to want to back up in order to access the drawer without feeling cramped. So that was very smartly done and really well thought out. The toilet also keeps it seamless and keeps these lines very clean. Now this is where it's really smart. This shower connects two bathrooms and you have two shower heads. So if two groups are sharing this, they each get their own side of the shower. And because the wall is here, glass is on that side, and this wall is here, you're not exactly staring at each other while you're using the bathroom. So it gives a lot of privacy as well. It's really, really smart. It's the first time that I've seen that, and I'm gonna have to remember how to recommend and repeat that for later. So now we're cutting into another bedroom. Also still really cool texture to the walls. This is north facing. Pocket doors. Also heavy closet doors, still with metal. Again, if you ever needed to update it, you just change the color of the wood. The proportions, the layout, the functionality of the space is really smart. Now we're gonna go back. We've already seen this room. This is the AV closet. And then this is the other side of that bathroom. So this is the hall. You have the toilet. And if you're sitting on the toilet, that is your look through. So maybe I would frost the glass just so that you don't see each other. Now, this would be the fourth bedroom that uses the bathroom across the hall. Very spacious and smart. We're south facing. A lot of distance between us and the other buildings, so you do have visual space, and I still don't feel like anybody's actually looking at us. The bed is set back, so it doesn't even have a window right in front of it, so you get the benefit of seeing the windows and the privacy of being away from them. Closet door is also sliding, and you have a very large closet here. So really nice weight to the pocket door. We've already been in this bedroom. This is the bedroom that shares and is connected to the other bathroom. Then here we have the office, or this could be the fourth bedroom on this floor. So really smart. This would use the hall bathroom. You're facing west, so you still get water and you get the park. Don't mind this fire escape. Anybody that lives in New York actually loves fire escapes. It's like you don't like them if they block your light, which this one does not. So they add a really cool architectural detail and some texture to the skyline. Now we're gonna go into the primary. So the primary bedroom is away from the other rooms, so you really get a nice amount of separation. And this room is just huge. So you have a king-size bed, and the bed is set back, so you're not directly staring at the window, so that's gonna give you a lot of privacy. I'm gonna go over here and show you this is what it would look like if you're on the bed looking out. They've done a fabric and textured wallpaper throughout, so you could easily change that. I like the reflective nature of it, so you're gonna get a little bit of the reflective light from both the south and the western facing windows. It gives you a lot of wall space for art. Also seating, and then unobstructed to the park and water. So it's a great place for coffee, for reading, for just relaxing and getting some extra space if you need some alone time away from the hustle and bustle of what all the rest of the rooms are set up for. Here we have the primary bathroom. The sink is set up from one solid piece of onyx. So really cool carving. I like the two tones of the stonework here. The shower has a lot of width. And I'm always very particular about showers, not because they matter, but because this is one of those spaces that you feel cramped. So the shower head is high. So if you're 6.5, almost 7 feet, you're gonna be fine showering underneath this. And you have a really nice width here, so you're not gonna hit your elbows if you're trying to wash your hair or just move around. It gives you that extra space. And you also have a deep soaking tub that is practical and makes sense for what it is. It's also set up in a great way that if you wanted to make a toilet closet just to put a door over there, which I would do, it gives you that extra separation, and all you have to do is put a door up and it still will make it feel separate but included. And you don't have to spend much money to do it. Other than some of the closets are pocket doors, so the doorways can all be very hidden, and they have a really nice locking mechanism, so it'll give you that privacy, and because of the weight, they're gonna block more sound than most other regular doors. Laundry room is back here, as well as another coat closet because you have two entrances. And we're gonna stay out of there for right now. And let's go back upstairs so you can get the rest of the feel. So again, if you are entertaining, your scooters, your bikes, your guests can take off their shoes. This becomes a little mud area. Your powder room is back there, as well as the service entrance to put trash. And thank you very much for coming by the tour.